오, 만두님 어서 오십시오. 오, 빠르시네요. 어서 오십시오. 공포 게임이지만 상큼한 노래. 게임은 공포지만 노래는 밝게 가겠다. 그런 의도랄까. 어서 오세요. 이게 풀타임이 길면 3시간, 짧으면 2시간이래요. 그래서 냉큼 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 길어라, 길어라, 많이 길어라. 오. 자라나라, 풀탐, 풀탐. 오오오오. 자. 오. 뭐예요? 굉장히 VR 같이 생겼어요. 에디스 핀치. 굉장히 다이어리 같이 생겼죠? 열어봐. 아, 마우스로 이렇게? 내가 잘할 때 이상하죠. 어쩌고저쩌고.
I'm just gonna start at the beginning with the house.
오. 제가 걸어가는 거예요? 잠겨 있어요? 여긴가봐요?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
방이 엄청 많나 보다. 우편함.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
그치예요?
I hadn't been back since my
홀
brother
쩐다, 그죠?
Lewis's funeral.
루이스 오빠가 죽었었나봐요. No trespassing. 넘어가지 말란 얘기죠? 그래서 넘어갑니다. 왜냐면은 나는 이 집 사람이니까.
In her will, my mother left me a key but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know.
진짜 이거 좋네요, 이거.
She thought that the mystery was
이런
enough to bring me back.
이런 뭐라고 할까? 이런 퀄리티 말고 이런 이렇게 글씨 막 뜨고 막 이런 거 좋네요. 굉장히 덮어스러워요. 나무를 해야 될 것
No one had
같은.
driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
운전해서 이 길을 올 수 있어요? 이 자전거나 지나가겠다. 오, 사슴이다. 소리 있으면 숫사슴이죠? 숫사슴. 오, 달리는 소리.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
왜일까?
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
얌 크리스피님 어서 오세요.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
오, 집이 엄청 높네요. 위에까지. 오. 우와, 신기하다. 무슨 집이고 저게? 무허가 증축? 차고지 먼저 가볼까요?
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
뭘까?
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
저기 뭐 있다. 아, 아니구나. 여기 못 들어가나 봐. 저 그냥 구멍이었구나. 풍경도 달려있고. 열어줘요! 샤워실은 못 가나봐요. 지하실도 있는...
I heard something moving around in the garage.
누구세요? 있어요, 사람이? 똑똑? 집이 엄청 커요? 이게 뭐야? 아, 비디오인가봐요?
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
마우스로 움직여야 되는 거라. 신기하다.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
그냥 안 열려요? 열쇠를 찾아야겠네. 보통 이런 데 두지 않나? 화분. 집을 둘러봐야겠네요. 여기 뭐 있다. 미싱. 남자애 같은데? 밀튼 핀치. 남자애를 잃어버렸었나봐요. 들어갈 문 있나? 창문? 빌려보내줘요. 그럼 차고지 다시 가볼까요? 달리는 게 없어서 좀 불편해. 아, 그냥 확대 정도? 아까 그 문으로 들어가 볼까요? 여기 차고지 옆에 문. 오. 개문 아닙니까? 이거 개문?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
지금 넌 11살이 아니니까. 아무래도. 칼 같은 거 들으면 안 돼? 호신용으로. 차고지가 소리 났었다는데. 쥐인가?
For the first time in years,
2010년 제뉴얼이에요.
I felt like I was home.
집이네요. 책이 엄청 많다.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
고양이도 키우셨군요. 어디로 가야 되지? 여기? 주방? 아니, 아니.
The table was still a wreck from the night
식당?
we left.
떠난 방 그대로.
It was like
에이.
a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
에디? 에디인가요? 에디라는 접시도 깨져 있고, 아이고. 흘린 거겠지? 피가 아니라? 에디는 다리가 아픈 친구였나봐요.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing
아,
home.
할머니구나. 할머니는 요양원에 계신가봐요.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a
책이 너무
smile
많은데?
with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
침몰한 후? 집이 침몰했다고? 집이 어떻게 침몰할 수가 있지?
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
바바라가 누구야? 어? 잠겨 있는데?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
이 문은 아예 실리콘으로 막아버렸는데? 아까 저 옆에 있었으니까 지하실 문부터 가볼까요?
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
아, 안 되네. 들어. 2층으로 가봅니다.
After
책이
Milton
진짜
disappeared,
많네요.
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Then
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
할머니가 드릴로 했다고? 그러네.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
바바라가 누군데? 바바라 핀치, 빅풋.
Edie's
아이돌이었나?
father Odin built the original
배우였나?
house.
그러니까 할머니의 할아버지? 아버지? 아버지가 집을 지었다고요? 잠깐만, 여기 먼저 갔다 올까? 집이 너무 많아서. 문이 너무 많은데? 들여다볼 수는 없는 거. 아, 들여다보기 가능하네?
My grandpa
우와.
Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
알았어요. 어떻게 나가요? 알았어요. 에이? 뭐야? 알았어요.
The last time I was in Edith Senior's room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
오. 어떻게 나가요? 에디, 스펜 호스타드? 모든 방을 이렇게 엿볼 수 있나봐요. 여기도 있다. 여기
I
열려있다.
spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
이 월터
I
할아버지.
think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
이쪽도 방에 다 이름이 써있네. 얘 몰리. 할머니신가
Molly always
보다.
seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
가족들 방에 다 있는 건가 봐요. 지금까지 같이 살았던, 아니 이 집에 살았던.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
와.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping
정말
secrets.
우와. 당겨. 아, 올리는 건가?
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
올라가 봅시다.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
이 그림에 밀튼이라고 써있네요.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
아까 그 할머니 자기가 친했으면 어쩌고저쩌고 했던 그 할머니 방이네요.
idea where all this was gonna lead.
저장 중.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
저 빌이 뭐예요?
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
방에 이렇게 그림도 있고 예쁘다. 방이 되게 예쁜데? 이거 먼지 하나 없이 이렇게.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
물리시군요. 할머니. 올리스 핀치. 나의 일기장.
December 13th,
난 곧
1947.
사라지겠지만 무슨
Dear
일이
Diary,
일어날지. 이 어릴 때
I'll
이렇게
be
썼다고?
gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed
What?
without dinner. I woke
왜?
up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
햄스터인가?
My Halloween candy was all gone.
얼건. 없나? 멀리. 방문을 여는 게 두 개인데? 화장실. 이렇게
I
조금
kept eating
어릴 때
and
죽었나
eating.
보다. 헉! 먹고 또 먹고. 아니 치약을 먹으면 어떡해? 초코맛 치약이니? 초코맛 치약이면 가능한. 너무 많이 먹은 거 아니야?
I ate a lot of things that night.
이거 진짜야?
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
새다.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
아이고. 생기는데 어떻게 나가게?
And suddenly,
JYB님 어서오세요. 오, 뭐야?
I was a cat.
우와.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
우와, 이거 좀 어려운데?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
헤이, 나 고양이 됐어요. 감도 너무 심한데, 잠깐만요. 컨트롤. 마우스 감도 좀만 줄일게요. 아니, 너무 줄였어요. 아, 이거 또 심한데? 3으로. 봐봐. 귀엽다, 소리.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
날아갔다.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up,
오! 떨어졌다.
and suddenly I was an owl.
응?
First, all I heard was the wind. Then
우와.
I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
와. 어디까지 날아갈 거야?
Rabbits.
토끼? 어디? 오. 잡았다. 와우.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
상상력이 엄청 풍부했나봐요. VR로 하면 더 재밌을 것 같아요.
A
그러게요.
rabbit.
또 래빗? 슈. 올빼미, 위대한 올빼미. 두 번 낙하하는 것만으로 두 토끼를
I
잡는다라는
started
있었어요.
choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
질식하기 시작했다고?
And
너무 많이
suddenly,
먹어서?
I was a shark.
에? 아니, 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 어떡해. 상어가 되면 어떡해. 어떻게 해야 돼? 한없이 구르고 있는데. 점프, 점프, 점프. 점프만 돼요, 지금,
I
마우스로.
rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
오.
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
어려운데.
I wanted fat, juicy seeds.
어디였어? 일로와. 다 잡았다.
I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
또 있다. 아, 아까 물린 애구나. 일로와. 이거 조절 어렵다.
Grabbed on tight.
꽉 잡아, 꽉
I was so
잡아.
hungry, I jumped out of the water.
어?
When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
뭐야? 뭐야, 징그러. 문어야?
Now I was a monster and I smelled pee.
어. 지나갈 수 있는겨?
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
잡아먹는겨? 와우. 사람도 잡아먹어요? 내려가야 돼? 생각보다 조절이 어려운데? 들어가서 또 어디 있을까? 벽도 탈 수 있나? 어디로 가라는 거예요? 아까 거기밖에 갈 데가 없는데? 어떤 데로 다시?
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
염긋. 저기로 가려면 네, 3명밖에 없어요.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
생각보다 조절이 어렵군요. 물리방 화장실이다.
I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
스스로 맛있을 것 같다고?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
그래도? 에디가 할머니고 오딘이 아까 할아버지랬나? 뭐지? 무슨 관계죠? 동생인가? 동생이 아닌데 태어난 연도 아, 거꾸로 이렇게 가는 걸까요? 이렇게? 스벤. 지금 여기 멀리 왔죠? 바바라 집 바바라 방 가봐야겠네.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
몰리 하고 써있네요. 봐봤나? 볼것 없죠? 못 나가요? 아, 참.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum.
이게 뭐죠? 와우.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
피해자?
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
딸이구나, 오디의 딸. 오딘의 딸.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
오딘 핀친 세가족 뮤지에 처음 묻힌 사람이었다.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
아, 에디 할머니가 그쵸. 아까 아버지라고 했죠? 음.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
지금 설레임을 같이 먹고 있습니다. 뺀 에디? 못 보네요.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
그림을 잘 그리셨네요.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
용?
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
진짜? 동안이셨나 보다.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
스펜.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
오. 오. 사진 그 현상실인가 봐요. 우와.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
어떻게 내려가? 화장실이 아주 폭신폭신하게 생겼네. 뭐 없지 않았어요? 볼 게 있나? 없는 것 같으니까 나갈게요, 다시. 너 문을 막아버렸네. 네.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
여기 막 뭐가 써있네요, 지금. 해본 건가? 초에 다 줄 다 봤겠죠? 끝인가 이게? 끝이에요? 응? 아닌가? 확인할 게 더 있나요? 없는 것 같은데? 뭐가 나와야 되는데? 뭘 덜 봤나? 설마 여기서 그 글 하나 보고 나가라고 여기 들어오게 한 건 아닐 것 같은데? 가볼까, 이렇게. 억지로, 아, 역시나. 밀어. 호트 카빈? 뭐야? 다 방에 막 이렇게 비밀의 응행이 있어요. 비밀의 뭐 같은 거.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
우와, 이렇게 만들어놨어. 케빈. 칼빈?
How I Want to
Kevin.
Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
다리
My brother
다쳤네.
said he'd die before he ate another mushroom.
근데
And he
슈?
did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to
Calvin.
fly.
이거 날아야 될 것 같은데, 이거? 네.
But that day, he finally made up his
날
mind to
거라고?
do it. I
나 날
told him
거야.
going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
한 바퀴 돌아야겠는데요, 이거?
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
오! 오! 우와! 우와! 오!
Mind to fly, and he did.
진짜 날았다고? 와.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
아이스크림 밖에서 안 나와요. 하긴.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
오. 우와. 위로 올리는 건가? 우와. 우와. 비밀방 같은 걸
The
되게 많이
passages were a
만들었네.
pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
일로 나오는 거고. 라고 쓰네. 봐봐라.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
바바라 방에 들어왔어요?
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
오, 3D 안경. (1900년대) 살았는데 3D 안경 있네요.
Of all the
Barbara
stories
Finch.
people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
당연하지. 넌 애기 때잖아.
Better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to
릭 저 자식이 문제구만.
when
Now that was a great scream.
it was Barbara's
실제
father,
실제거든요.
Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
아이고.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your
진짜야,
basement door locked?
바보야.
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
릭 죽은 거 아니야?
Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she
계속 돌려.
wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
릭. 뭐야?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
피도 약간 있는데? 릭, are you okay?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
아, 탭을 쏘고 저희 다퉜던 거죠? 어딨어, 이 자식아?
The old Finch rattled and grew still.
아, 얘 일부러 놀래키려고 그랬구나.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb,
못 봐.
have you seen my other crutch?
못 봤어, 이
She was
자식아.
still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
실력 없는 예대 선배 같은
Later,
멘트.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there?
왜?
I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
어디로 올라가? 휘두를 수 있어요. 와, 일부러 밀어들었지 너. 놀래키려고. 일로 와.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
봐봐라, 근육 좋은가 본데요?
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
근데 너가 싫나?
His door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groan.
때려. 존나 패. 오. 오.
He wasn't
오.
moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
야, 너 혼자 왔어? 이 자식아? 이리 와. 한 대 더 맞아. 없었다.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was
누구세요? 경찰이세요?
at the door. She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
뭐?
Oh dear.
오 디얼. 뭐야?
The monsters had come to surprise her.
뭐야?
For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
뭐야?
She saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen.
집에서 한 거야? 에?
Going to be
쟤 표정 왜 저래?
final breath. Barbara Finch gave the performance of
에?
her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear
진짜 괴물이야?
Barbara was magnificent.
야, 안 봤는데 어떻게 알아?
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her.
에?
Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
이야기. 와, 이게 사실이면 진짜 이게 사실이야?
Edie told me
설마.
all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
어떻게 다 그대로 이렇게 놨을까? 여기 어떻게
I guess
지나가?
now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
오르골 틀러 가야 되나 봐요? 오르골. 뛰는 키가 있으면 참 좋을 텐데. 빠질 때까지 돌려. 맞았다. 좀 어둡지 않아요? 여기가 그 지하실이군. 바람 소리.
Mom said the
Spam.
basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
오. 잘 안 보이는데요. 예?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
와.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
월터. 모두 안녕히.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30
저기
years.
아래에서 혼자 30년 동안 살았다고?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today.
오.
I always expected to be dead
맛있겠다.
tomorrow.
똑같은 시간에 또?
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
지진이 있었나?
Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
캔 복숭아 이거 홍도인가? 그거 맛있는데 진짜 달콤하니.
Stop. Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
2005년?
Maybe I got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
마치니까 4월인가요?
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
오, 또 뭐가 있어, 지하실이? 방공호 같이 막 파놨네. 여기도 책을
I know
이렇게
it's out
싸놨어.
there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
뭐가 다 죽였길래?
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
와우, 와우. 바보라 진짜 누가 죽인 건가?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
진짜 여기서 혼자 살았던 거잖아요.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
라디오 좀 끌까요? 못 끄나요? 여기 구경하고 내려갑시다. 오, 이렇게 꾸며놓고 살았네. 여기서 미친 거 아닙니까? 미쳐도 단단히 미치겠는데 이거? 들어! 내려가요.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
아직도 전기가
But
잘
if she
들어오고
never
있죠?
told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
그렇지.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
내가 쓰레기 버리고 그랬나봐요.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
우리 집안 사람들 어떻게
But now I'm
된대요?
worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
이게 다야? 일로 가야 되는 건가?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
다리 예쁘네요.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know
뭐야?
about your family.
어떻게 생겼어?
And the history you're a part of.
나도 포함됐다고? 저기 헤엄쳐서 가는 건 아니겠죠? 맞나? 아, 여기.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
여긴가? 어떻게 이거 건너가? 어떻게 하는 건데? 어딘데? 아, 옆에 계단?
you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
와, 이렇게 집 밖으로 나올 수 있구나.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
묘지를 먼저 그렸다고? 지금 묘지 가는 거, 오, 묘지 가네.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
아,
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
그 새장같이 있었던, 초 달렸던, 다 새였나봐요. 코코, 조, 찰리, 데이지, 루시, 올리버, 섀도우, 밥. 동물 묘지일까요?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
우리 사비, 스벤, 에디, 월터, 바바라.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
바다에 빠졌을 땐가 보죠.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
저걸 보러 왔나 보다.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
집이 저기 있구나. 끝난겨? 그래서 이제 어떡해?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
산제이? 센제이?
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
올라가야겠지. 올리가 올라탔던 그 나무
But
아니에요?
looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
야, 임신한 상태 지금 여기 오는 거야? 야, 여기 떨어지면 어떡하려고 그래? 난 풀어줘! 다친다. 어떻게 올라가게? 계단 있나? 아, 저 있구나.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
22주니까 괜찮으려나? 아, 아닌데 22주면 그 배 나왔을 때 아니에요?
They were both pretty intense.
쌈. 뭐야, 심령사진이야? 자기를 찍었네. 밤에 그것도? 플래시를?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
초점 어떻게 맞춰요, 이 사람들아?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
아, 새를 찍어야 되는구나.
Aw.
찍었잖아요. 뭘 더 찍어요. 없는데. 하트 모양이다. 몇 장 찍어야 돼요? 뭘 찍어야 되죠? 언제까지 찍냐고요? 아니, 언제까지 찍어요? 어디? 왜? 네? 찍을 게 없는 것 같은데, 이제? 다 찍었는데요? 새를 지금 몇 번 찍는 거야? 예? 이걸 뭘 찍어야 되는 거지? 아, 뭐야?
Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
오.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
어딨어, 딸내. 찾아야 해요. 됐다.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn. Great shot, Dawn.
와. 울고 있어.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
나는 싫대잖아. 달려, 달려.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
아, 내가 달려야 돼? 어떻게 올라가는데?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's...
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
오! 이렇게 애비는 가슈. 그러게 왜 딸이 싫다는 사냥을 해가지고.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
어떤 얘기?
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
오. 또 비밀 공간이 아니구나. 도트가 있는 거니.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
그레고리 이렇게 방을 다 냅둬준다는 게 참 신기하네. 아기 때 죽었나봐. 맞아.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Hold on, I don't want to hear this.
한 번 더. 다시.
I wish she could have told us about the world we saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
그레고리가 개구리가 됐네요. 그냥 공포 게임이라기보다는 그냥 약간 이런 스토리 게임인가봐요. 설마 일로 빨리 들어갔어, 애기? 우후. 와.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
저런 불쌍한 그래고리. 죽은 사람들 이렇게 적어놓는 건가? 불쌍하네요.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
거스를 위한 시.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
여기 있다.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
어쩌라고?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
오.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam.
헐.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
폭풍에 됐나봐요. 저런.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
gus. 무슨 집에 암벽장 있어?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
엄마 방이야.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
산제이. 오빠가 산제이구나.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
오, 봉터가 내려가는 거? 올라가긴 힘들지만 내려올 땐 재밌었겠는걸요? 이제 어디 갑니까? 다운은 왜 없어? 얘는 살아있나 보구나. 사라진 건가? 올라나가요? 어떤 데로 가요? 아니 22주에 이렇게 다녀도 되냐고요?
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
갑자기? 못 읽은 건가? 끝난 거예요? 여기는 이제? 다른 방으로 가는 게 없나? 아까 거기 없었던 것 같죠? 저기 남았나? 다시 올라갑니다. 네? 여기 남아있었구나.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
루이스는 혹시 얘의 동생인가?
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
다운.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Edith.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
알파벳 공부.
But it didn't last.
오.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
정말?
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
오. 마법의 붓 밀턴 핀치와
The magic
마법의 붓.
paintbrush.
어떻게? 오, 오. 어이구. 오. 사라진 거야?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
내가 에디든가? 에디스인가? 아, 이거 제목이 에디스죠? 에디스 핀치죠? 다 봤나? 안녕,
Mom spent
밀턴.
months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
이 오빠 방이었구나.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
뭘 봤었길래? 야, 니 혼자 되게 좋은 방에서 살았다. 밀턴아. 아, 뭐야, 못 나가네. 어? 위에?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
루이스. 물담배?
His room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
산후한 알레? 마리화나? 어? 마리화나 얘기해도 되나? 그런 거 하면 안 돼요. 이게 뭐야?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Yeah.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His
손이
mind
다치지
began
않았겠지?
to
뭐야?
wander.
아, 뭐야?
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. he'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
뭐야 이거?
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
이거 하면서 하기 힘든데. 잘 잘라보쇼. 지금 한 번에 두 가지가 안 돼요. 와, 마우스로는 이 생선을 해야 되고 키보드로는 이걸 움직여야 돼요. 내가 손 잘리면 어떡할 거야? 집중해야지. 아무리 단순 노동이라는지만은
But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
그럼 열심히 하긴 하지. 지칠 줄 모르고 무슨 로봇이야? 지칠 줄 모르게.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
손 잘릴까 봐 무섭다.
I even encouraged him.
점점 커지고 있어요. 이 공상의 화면이. 강아지다. 안녕. 따라올 거야?
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
영상을 계속 자르고
built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
이게 뭐쇼? 뭐쇼?
Then he made musicians.
상상력이 엄청난 친구네. 허이 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 춤춰. 해줘 칭찬.
And he was always humming something.
빠밤.
Every day his
이런 식으로.
imagination grew stronger.
그러니까 지금 점점 더 세져요. 비켜요 비켜 지나가게. 말하지 않았대요.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever.
확실했다고.
And one day it struck him.
무슨 생각 무슨 생각.
Cheering crowds. Even the stones under his feet were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
네.
He held an election for mayor.
시장 선거 나왔어?
And he won.
말이 온 줄?
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
루이스토피아.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
그냥 손 잘리겠다. 손 잘릴 것 같아 그런데. 미친다.
St. Louis.
야 이렇게 어려운 게임을.
Away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
엄마가 여기 왔구나. 정신이 나가 있는 거 아니에요, 완전? 엄마도 안 보여 지금. 항해한다. 엄마 소리가 하나도 안 들린다.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
멋있는 여왕. 아, 멋있는 여왕.
Handsome queen.
Handsome queen. queen. 오.
The queen was on her own quest for
착한 뱀? 착한 뱀이지 아무래도.
sinister serpents.
쳤다. 아, 쟤를 쳐야 되는 거였구나. 쳐.
The sound of her
시타르, 은하프? 은하프.
silver harp.
아, 이거 어렵다.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
완전 커졌어요. 이제 아예 화면을 장악했어요.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
아, 물고기 이렇게 싸우면 어떡해요? 빨리 손이 늦어졌어.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
자신이?
For someone who'd never
걷는
known
건
success
되게
in the real world, I think it was
자식해
overwhelming.
보이는데.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing
아까
the steps
저쪽으로
of the
올라가셨으니까 전
golden
이쪽으로
palace.
올라가겠습니다. 손이 잘 안 움직여요. 마우스가.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
오. What? 현실이네. 드디어 퇴근하는 거니? 이거 사물함인데 이거?
He began to forget the world we know.
어떡해.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to
설마.
despise the man with a royal contempt.
피. 올라가도 되는 거야?
I
자,
still
날
thought I
봐라.
could save him.
아니, 이렇게 올라가는데 이걸 안 본다고?
Even after he
제
said he
핀치인가?
was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
여기로 올라가면은 이상한 기계에 들어가는 거 아니에요? 헉, 뭐야. 그래, 얘들아.
With his companions.
날 환호해라. 날 경배해라. 어쩌고 저쩌고. 빨리 가고 싶어도 빨리 안 가지네요.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising me.
캘리코. 와. 왜? 몰리? 아, 고양이? 올라가면 되는 건가? 따단, 딴. 고맙습니다.
His queen
예, 여왕님 갑니다. 빠밥.
There's only one thing left to do.
흥겹군요. 빠밤. 어떤 생긴 것이 대충 생겼다. 잠깐만요. 잠깐만요. 단두대 같이 생겼는데, 선생님? 이거 봐요. 단두대 저 위에 봐봐요. 저거 도끼날이잖아요. 단두대예요. 이거 저 머리를 대는 거잖아요. 기요틴이 뭐예요? 아, 정말 이렇게 죽었어 얘가? 오마이갓.
Least I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
세상에. 내 목. 정신 나가가지고 기계에다가 머리를 갖다 댔군요.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
에디가 남았는데? 할머니?
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
게임에서 많이 죽었는데 실제로도 많이 죽었네? 아, 많이 죽었대. 실제로도 죽었네? 저런.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
왜 핀치 가족인 게 싫었어? 애들이 새로 태어날 때마다 이렇게 방을 이렇게 새로 만들어줬나봐요.
On the way back from Lewis's
어디까지
funeral,
올라가요?
my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
할머니 서운했겠다.
I wish we'd stayed.
냉장고도 있네.
But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
가족 사진도. 뭐야? Teach to run. 이렇게 많아요. 막 교사셨나?
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
에디트가 엄마인가?
But it had to end one way or another.
내
All that's
방인가?
left now is to tell you about that last night.
에디스? 에디트? 에디스 핀치.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of
술
your
아니고
medications
술이요.
are very specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
계속 약간 잘못됐죠? 할머니한테 네가 오라라고 하는 거는 좀 필요되니까 올라가야지.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
열어. 아니 열라고요. 아니 열라고요. 책이 너무 많은데요. 이게 할머니 방? 에디 방? 없다는 거군요.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
무슨 이야기였길래?
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
너무해. 같이 살면 안 돼? 왜 요양원에 보내는데?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
제가 태어난 날이요?
That night, the tide went way, way out.
그래서 예전 집으로 갈 수 있었구나.
First and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it
조수간만에
smelled
잘.
awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the
그 집에
fog
뭐가 있나?
I lost my way.
그냥 직진하면 되는 거 아니에요?
I got turned around.
이거 맞아요?
For a while, I started seeing things.
따라가. 길 잃었다. 이쪽이 아니면 아니라고 좀 얘기해주세요. 할머니.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
예? 여러분.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
찢는다.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
너무해. 그래도 같이 가지 할머니랑.
Came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
니오틴이 단두대에 그래요?
My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
아이고, 얼마도 돌아가셨구나. 다음 핀치가 엄마구나. 어떡해.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
뱃속에 있는 애기 아니에요? 얘
If we
애기?
lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
아, 저거 어떻게 했을까? 한글로. 저것도 다 한글로 다 바꾼 거 아니에요?
This journal was supposed to be for you.
맞는 거 같은데 이거 엄마의
Now I hope you'll never see it.
질
I just want to meet you.
질을 지금 나가는
And
거
tell you
아니에요?
all these stories myself.
맞는 거 같은데? 자궁에서 포궁에서 질을 통해서 엄마의 몸 바깥으로 나가는 중? 심장 소리 들리는 거니까, 그죠? 큰일 났어요.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
에디스 핀치. 그래서 할머니 그 뒷이야기가 뭔데요? 끝났슈. 이거 쓰신 분인가? 달라스 집안에 대한 원래는 그런 거였을까요? 크리스팔. 잘 만들긴 했다. 아니면 이거 만든 사람들이 어렸을 때? 테크니컬 디자이너. 그러네요. 이거 만든 분들의 어렸을 때네요. 놀래라. 실현줄. 되게 잘했다, 이 엔딩 크레딧을. 그렇지 않아요? 엔딩 크레딧에서 요한의 이름을 본다. 뭘까? 요한이 누군데요? 엔딩 후 이야기 다시 하기 누르면 특정 인물 사연을 다시 볼 수 있대요. 아, 그래요? 근데 아까 전에 할머니가 남긴 그 이야기 보는데 엄마가 뺏어갔잖아요. 그걸 또 볼 수 있어요? 엄마가 안 뺏어가게 해가지고. 와. 뭘까? 무슨 저주였길래 그럴까? 오, 그것은 잘 모르겠네. 아이, 죄송합니다. 아. 와, 진짜 샷건이 좋게. 나단 브레이. 저 어떻게 읽어요? 제프. 조르단? 마크. 데보라 마스, 제임스 마시, 헥터, 플레이, 테스터, 플레이 테스터들. 그렇군요. 스페셜 땡스. 잘 만들었다, 진짜, 이 엔딩 크레딧을. Enjoy, thank you. The end. 그렇군요. 다시 할 순 없겠죠. 그래서 이 집안의 저주는 뭐였을까요? 다시 하게 하면 아예 처음으로 들어가는 거 아니에요? 봐봐. 아. 둘이 연결돼 있어가지고 이렇게 같이 뜨나봐요? 아니요. 네. 자. 찾아볼까요? 에디스 핀치 엔딩 해석 에디스 핀치 엔디스 뭐야? 아, 아니구나. 플레이 잘 봤어요. 감사합니다. 어허. 명확한 해석은 없네요. 그냥 독자의 상상에 맡기는 것을 지향한다는 얘기를 했대요, 제작진은. 그렇군요. 그래서 그 에드가 앨런 포의 기계소설처럼 알 수 없는 것, 독자의 상상에 맡기는 것을 지향하고 있다는 얘기가 나왔다고 했대요. 그래서 명확한 하나의 해석은 없대요. 그냥 그래서 정말 이 가문에는 저주가 있었던 건지 아니면 그냥 우연이었던 건지 알아서 생각해라. 이게 뭐 이러는 그냥 정하기가 딱 어렵네. 왜냐면 너무 일찍 죽은 애들이 너무 많잖아요. 그러니까 아, 케빈이 그네 타다 떨어져서 죽은 거구나. 그 기괴한 아니면 약간 정신병 같은 정신병이 아닌가? 정신병이 아니고 정신병이 있었던 거는 한 명밖에 없어서 모르겠네요. 그렇습니다. 재밌게 했네요. 오늘 짧았네요. 2시간 걸린다더니 금방 봤어요? 2시간 걸렸나 진짜? 딱 2시간 걸린 것 같아요. 깔끔했습니다. 딱 깔끔. 그렇다면 저는 이만 가보도록 하겠습니다. 방송 봐주셔서 감사합니다. 좋은 저녁 되세요. 만두님, 야미님, JYB님 와주셔서 감사해요. 또 봐요. 또 올 수 있으면 또 오겠습니다. 바이바이.